Hey, so here we're going. It is now what? About 1:30 in the morning. Want to make this video before going to sleep for tonight. Um, oh wait, hold on. So yeah, it's sort of like an interesting time to be up and doing these videos. So the reason I wanted to do them is because I was up earlier with a friend, actually for a couple of hours, actually for quite a few hours. And we went through metal, and I actually discovered that there is some kick-ass metal in Africa. Namely one I was impressed with was this one called Rust. WRUST. Because as suspected, if we're talking about Africa, a lot of you know, how do I put this nicely? White bands like co-op DM. But yeah, no, I mean, I'm not saying that horrific, but when you assume something there, you're not necessarily gonna get it. So, but Rust is indigenous, and they have a true mental field, probably because they're socially connected. And this is something like metal traditionally is. It's very socially connected to the activism and the rebellious um I won't say rebellious in the way of we're taking arms, but rebellious in the we're here to make changes, positive. Um, and they're part of that thing usually, 99% of the time. Um, except when they become highly commercialized, in the 0.1%, in places like this country. Anyway, so yeah, I was thoroughly impressed. Uh, like really impressed by their stuff, and I recommend go check them out. Oh God, yeah, I got my fill of quite a few like new metal bands today, and I went back to quite a few old favorites. It's we talk about Metallica and the way it changed after the Cliff Burton death, but it isn't until you actually listen to Light the Lightning or Master of Puppets or Kill 'Em All, and you realize the quality difference of those albums, just the difference in the composition, symbonically speaking, and so on. You really get to feel a bit. I mean, even comparing like Ride the Lightning, which was done in '84, to what was and Justice Wall, which is after post Cliff Burton, which is only 4 years later. It's the difference is very notable, and you do pick it up almost immediately. It's Injustice Hall is I don't want to say it's less melodic or less melodic or that it has less harmony, but it is missing something in that area, and you realize it almost immediately from the first track, and it's really profound. Um, and then you also realize, especially when you introduce someone to Metallica back then for the first time, who's younger, and they're "Wow!" You realize, and you're listening it to it yourself. You realize just how good they were at their art. They were a lot like a small time thing where it was just okay, this is the this is the metal band of this era, and it'll go away tomorrow. If no, it's not like a product like it. they were bona fide like geniuses at their art, and it shows in the album, or rather than shows, it's something you can hear in the quality. And the thing I love about those albums is, especially now that I've gotten certain portions of my hearing, and then even better with the hearing aid, would sort of bring like a lot of tones and everything into reach that were never done before, was just like how symphonic and how melodic those like melodic, depending tomato tomato, um how symphonic and melodic those like compositions were they did on Ride the Lightning. It's like from the fast, well, I think it's probably the fastest, Fight Fire with Fire, down to the the musical composition of Cult Cthulhu. It's like you really get a huge range of what they're capable of, and you can hear how much work truly goes into it. And it's an absolute beautiful thing. Take that from what you want. Take from that what you want. Um, so yeah, I truly enjoyed that. Um, of course, there's always good standbys, except Striker, Venom, but I mean, nothing beats something like a good head trashing Metallica track. Sorry. Um, Dirty Rotten Imbeciles were another one who were pretty good at the time. It's You don't get this type of talent combined with speed that much anymore. It's very rare. Um, and to have it so rhythmic and melodic is quite an accomplishment. So yeah, I mean that was kind of fun. Um, so yes, apparently, um, sometime next week, I guess it'll become official, or depending on when, like, the student election review committee or whatever it is takes it into account. The votes will be certified, and I will be the student president for City Tech, starting in July, which is going to be a major responsibility, and I'm going to have a lot on my plate. I'm also going to do a lot more YouTube because I'm going to have a lot more to talk about. Um, I mean, being like the figurehead of something as compared to a position that figurehead is representing, you generally have a lot more you're doing, a lot more you're performing, performing, a lot more you're speaking on, a lot more you're representing in general. So it's gonna be quite I don't know, an interesting year. So I'm looking forward to seeing where it goes. So anyway, the yeah, I was even listening to Trap Under Ice, and that's like a phenomenal track in itself. Uh, oops, I did it again. Right, so it's gonna be a fun like year. Um, really fun. So with all this being said, um, I don't know what to say. I'm probably gonna be looking at like how I fill all the positions in this cabinet, because last year we had a lot of vacancies and they weren't filled in a timely manner, and it created rush hours. So probably one of the first things I'm gonna do is I'm going to make sure to make a push because I want like City Tech students who are interested in being engaged and being out there and having a voice in how this school is run and everything. Like, I want them to be on top of it, and that'll be pretty important. So, like, getting out there and seeking tomorrow's leaders will be a big thing for me coming in this year. Uh, yeah, so that's gonna be like really major in my agenda. What else? Yeah, I mean, I know some people would say don't speak on it, you might jinx it, but I think it's pretty much in the bag at this point, and I don't see any complications. So I'm a firm believer in like if you are like 99% sure that you have something, then it's a good job to start acting like you're already like in that position. So you start like emulating the behaviors and such that you'll be dealing with when you're working in it. Take that as you may. So the 20th, Apple is having its big event. We'll be looking at the introduction, the new Mac. So like the M1 was our precursor into the brave new world Apple has been envisioning on their silicone. And I have to announce, I think it's absolutely stupendous. Now, come okay, there'll be other things in the Mac event on the 20th. I think it's on the 20th. I have to check. But the main thing as far as the new Macs is we're probably going to get a look at the new MacBook Pro and the new iMac, which will both be based off the M1X or M2 processor, depending on what Apple calls it and all. We'll also get a good look at the new MacBook Air. The things about these models that'll differ from the models that were already on the market is first, they'll have the M1X or the M2, which will have better processor options. But aside from that, we will be getting the bigger screens, like and possibly flatter bezels. So this will be like we all think MacBooks are thin, but this will be thinner still. So it'll be like super thin. So um we're also supposedly, at least on the Pro, getting back a few more USB-C ports, the possibility for a Lightning port, although I'm not bargaining on it because it would be very unintuitive for Apple to take a step back and add a Lightning port back onto the new MacBook, but you never know. But we'll be getting HDMI back on. We'll be getting on supposedly new SD card slot. I think the biggest thing I've heard since is the new like chic of the Apple MacBook Pro will actually go back in time and we'll actually get a MacBook Pro that's a sort of phantom black, which could be interesting. It's like black and sleek. That could be like an interesting combination from what we've been having so far as the steel and silver colors. So yeah, look forward to that. Um also, what else? Yeah, that MacBook, the iMac will be coming out, which means we'll get another version of our favorite AIO all in one to showcase. So this could be fun because like a genuine Mac M1X or M2 with the in an iMac form factor would really be something like that would sell this. I think Apple could really push this, especially if it made the new iMacs like more compact and more ergonomic than they already are. I think that would be just like perfect. Also, so there's some suspect that the new MacBooks may have curved screen, and people are po- pointing to the fact that the edges on the windows for Big Sur are rounded rather than like straight. So I don't know. Take that again as you may. I think it's always a possibility, but I'm not sure how realistic it is. It could happen. It couldn't happen. What else? I think that's about it. So yeah, I'm got probably gonna be bogged down with work for like work, I mean classwork and such for at least a couple more days before it can get up and broadcast again. So it's gonna be a while, but I want to get on there and like talk about things and get this out there. And I know there are a lot of other things that need to be talked about, but I really have to like organize that and like get my thoughts in order about each issue if I'm gonna address it. So yeah, that's gonna take time. I don't really like, you know, but once I get over like the hump of work I have in front of me, I will definitely get to a number of issues and we will definitely have a YouTube. And who knows, if the weather's nice, I may actually do an outdoor YouTube, like would literally go for a walk, which will be something we haven't done in forever. And if you look back on my YouTubes, those videos are really like the meat and potatoes, like from the times I went out for a walk to all the parades and like events. Those are things that really drove this channel. And of course, I'm gonna bring them back. All right, then. This is Abigail Thomas. I guess I will be signing out now. And wishing you a uh wishing you a great Sunday